my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about inventory. Now, as we all know, inventory is like a major key when it comes to your business. Obviously, if you don't have inventory, you can't sell. But there's a lot of things that you have to take into consideration before you decide to purchase inventory for your business. Now, in today's video, when I talk about inventory, I will be talking about like clothing items. And it just relates more to clothing. My business is a clothing business. That's why when it comes to inventory, I will only be talking about like clothes. The one thing, or my biggest mistake when it came to buying inventory, when I first bought inventory, was I did not know my audience. What ended up happening was when I did my business Instagram page, I decided to, instead of opening a new Instagram page, I used my personal page and I just transformed it into like my business page. All of the followers that I had on a personal level, they ended up getting thrown into now being my business followers. The reason why I did that was because I don't really use Instagram like on a personal level. I use Snapchat a lot more, but I don't really use Instagram like on a personal level. So I didn't really see the point of creating a whole separate business page when I already have that personal one. It's already set up. I don't even use it. So in my mind, I was like, I'm just gonna turn that one into like my business page, and then we'll just go from there. So that's what I ended up doing. So all of the followers that I already had, which wasn't a lot because I had just opened that Instagram, and two, I never really posted. So I wasn't really like getting followers. All the followers that I did have were like family and friends, like people I knew. One thing that I didn't realize was that my first customers were gonna be my family and friends. Why? Because they were the ones that were following me at that time. You know, when they buy from you, and you know, if they decide to post you on Instagram and tag you, you know, then you end up getting those followers that you don't know about. But when you first start, like what happened with me, I was just selling to my family and friends. What I should have done was I should have gotten to know my audience. And this is why I'm saying, don't make my mistake. When you're first going to buy your inventory, make sure that you know your audience. When I first started, or when I first bought inventory, I focused more on like the small, the medium, and like the large. And I didn't do like extra large and you know, those other sizes. I didn't really do those. And now, as you know, the months are passing by, when it comes to my business, the sizes that are selling the most are not the small and the medium, but like the bigger sizes. Because I didn't get to know my audience, I've been losing a lot of sales because I didn't cater to like those bigger sizes. And it's crazy because my mom did tell me when I first started, she was like, you know, the clothes are nice. She was like, but you're buying for like petite women, like you're buying for people that are like your size. She was like, and you're forgetting about this whole other world that's out here that is, you know, the bigger sizes, or like plus size as we know it as. And so I remember thinking, and I was like, the thing about it is though, that when it comes to the vendors in plus size, a lot of the times these vendors don't really have plus size clothing. And when you do find a vendor that does have plus size clothing, a lot of the times the clothing are not that nice, you know? So I don't want to purchase plus size clothing that's not that great just to have it. Like, I want to make sure that when I do purchase plus size, it's like, you know, beautiful, beautiful dresses, beautiful skirts, you know, stuff that people are gonna actually like, which is why I've been taking my time when it comes to plus size clothing. And trust me, I have not forgotten about you. You guys are always on my mind because Now that I know that that's my audience and that's what's really looking at my page, I get a lot of DMs of people asking me, when are you gonna get bigger sizes? When are you gonna get bigger sizes? And so that's when I realized, I was like, you know what? My audience wasn't the people who are small and medium. My audience is the people like the bigger sizes. That's why I can't stress this enough. Make sure that before you buy inventory, you know your audience. Now it's a little tricky, because when it comes to knowing your audience, you can't really know what they're gonna like before you buy. A lot of the times you kind of have to just buy the pieces and then you work from there. You get to see what they like, you know, okay, maybe this sold, okay, this definitely didn't sell, you know, so it's just stuff that you can't really avoid. But one thing that if I could change, what I would have done was I would have bought the smaller sizes and I would have bought the bigger sizes. I've gone into plus size, and then I would have been able to see what sold the most. But I didn't do that, which is why now I'm letting you guys know, like, whenever you guys start your business, before you buy inventory, make sure. Or another thing that I could have done was polls. I mean, Instagram has that option where you can do polls. I should have done that. So that's why I'm just throwing these ideas out there. You know, don't make the mistakes that I made, because I'm still paying for them. I'm still trying to make that right. Make sure that you know your audience. Another thing is, you gotta make sure that when you're gonna buy inventory, you are buying for the appropriate season. And the reason why I say this is because when I started looking for inventory, it was winter. So what did I do? I bought winter clothes, not knowing that I wasn't gonna launch my business until like 2 months later. And by then, winter was kind of already leaving. Even though it was still cold here where I live, but winter was kind of already leaving and people were already looking for spring and summer dresses. I did have some spring and summer dresses, but I want to say I only had like 3 or 4, so it wasn't a lot. And then I felt like winter kind of just left really fast, and it felt like spring creeped up on me so fast. Like, next thing you know, it was hot. All of those winter clothes, I had to take them down. All of the ones that didn't sell, because the majority of them did sell, but not all of them. What didn't sell, I had to remove it from my website, and now I have to then I had to find, you know, more spring and more like summer dresses. Now I'm selling tees. That's been doing really well, but why? Because it's spring and summer now. So that is why when it comes to inventory, make sure that you're buying inventory that's appropriate for the season that you're going to launch it in, not the season that you're in. You know, don't do what I did. Don't get winter clothes when you're gonna launch your business in like the springish. That's one of like the main things as well. Another thing when it comes to inventory is like the sizing. Now, when it comes to sizing, I'm just gonna get really, really real with you. Before I decided that I was gonna do a business, before all of that, I feel like when it comes to online and sizing, it's tricky because it's totally different when you're in a store. You can try it on, okay, it fits you, okay, no, it doesn't fit you. You can go a size up, you can go a size down. That's the beauty about having a store. But when it comes to online, you can't do that. You kind of have to wing it. And I know a lot of people who rather not shop online because of that issue. And so a lot of the times when it comes to sizing, I try to be as transparent as I possibly can be, because as a customer, I shop online as well for like my clothes. I know how frustrating it is to be normally a size small, but when you order small, it's like too big and you have to go a size down. Or when you order a small and it's too tight, it's like super fitted, that you have to go a size up. And the whole return and exchanging thing is just so frustrating. So a lot of people rather just not buy, which is why I try to be as transparent as I can be. Even when people DM me, like I've had a lot of people who DM me and ask me. There's a denim skirt that I have on sale that people are always asking me, like, is it fitted? Is it too big? Is it too small? Do you think it's gonna fit me? And because I know the person, it's easy for me to say, no, it's not gonna fit you. Yes, it's gonna fit you. And I try to be as transparent as possible because as a business owner, I rather lose that sale than that customer not be happy. Like my priority as a business owner is for that customer to be happy. So even if that means that I get to lose a sale, like I've told people like, no, that skirt will not fit you. You know, wait until I get these bigger sizes, because I rather lose out on that sale than that person buy it and not be happy with it. Like, what's the point of that? Because then they're not gonna want to come back, and that's not no. I rather be genuine with my customers at the beginning than to lose out on that customer. That's just me. When it comes to sizing, just be as transparent as you can be. Like I've gone into websites where they're not as transparent, and then when you email them or when you tell them, they hit you with the, oh, you know, that's weird, I'm never going to complain, no one's ever told me. And you go to like their review page and it's all like, oh, their sizing is horrible. So, you know, when you're a business owner, just be real when it comes to sizing. Be real. And I'm trying so hard to make sure that I find vendors that the sizes that I'm asking for are actually the size. And it's so difficult. It's so difficult because a lot of these vendors get their clothes from like China. I don't know who China be like measuring over there, but like these smalls are so small and these large are like a petite large. And my mom's a true large, and my mom's looking at me like, what is happening? And I'm just like, I'm so sorry. And I feel bad. One thing as a business owner is that I'm trying to make sure that I find vendors that the sizing can be on point. And I know it's possible. I know it's possible. I know there's vendors that are out there that have that true to size. I know they out there, and I'm gonna find them because I want to make sure that I am giving my customers the best. I don't want them to not be happy. When it comes to inventory, you know, just make sure that, like I said, you know your audience. Make sure that you're buying clothes that are appropriate, and make sure that, you know, you're being really truthful when it comes to sizing. When the customers are giving you feedback about the size, make sure you take that into consideration. Make sure, you know, you adjust your description as possible, because trust me, your customers are really gonna like that transparency. I've seen it a lot. A lot of my customers have been like, thank you so much, you know, thank you so much for, you know, you being real. And I'm like, of course, like I said, I'd rather lose out on that sale and that customer be happy than to make that sale but that customer not be happy. Your priority should always be your customers. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. I love your guys' comments. I love your guys' feedback. I love it when you guys, you know, DM me and tell me how you feel about my video. Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you guys. Till next video.